Trade on Mondays when it's non-farm payroll Friday, but don't force a trade because you don't have the skill set or the experience to navigate the Thursday and the Friday of non-farm payroll week, because it can be woolly. It can be little squirrely things that, pop out of nowhere for someone that's less seasoned with experience. They may fall victim to that. They'll be quick to abandon their idea. They think the market's going to go here or there based on the weekly chart, and they see something that takes place on a 5 or 15-minute chart and completely changes their opinion because it happened fast. But those elements of speed on Thursday and Friday of non-farm payroll are there for a reason, to get retail chasing it or scare the living shit out of them. And that sentiment disruption causes new opportunity and counterparty for liquidity. FOMC, weeks. Definitely trade on Mondays. But you can't trade ahead of FOMC because you don't know where they're going to take it. Just like CPI. You don't know where they're going to take it. You have no idea. I don't, because it's manual intervention. It's manual intervention where you don't know where they're going to reprice it. But it's buying and selling pressure. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. Okay? That's just the way it is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you learned from somebody you have a lot of respect for, and they said they used to be a market maker, and they used to work at a bank, and they used to do this, and they used to do that. But guess what? They're full of shit. They parrot what they were told. And if you're told the same shit all the time, nobody else comes out there and shows you otherwise, you're going to believe that bullshit. And I'm standing out here telling you all, you're all fucking wrong. You're all wrong. And because I know that is the tendency for new traders to be wrong, not be aware that they're wrong, and just recklessly gamble, I'm doing you a service by telling you, don't do those things. Don't trade these days. But the more time you spend with me, and I've laid down this foundation over the years, that's why sometimes the running joke is, ICT, don't trade on non-farm payroll. ICT later on, smash in the market. It's this reminding my more seasoned students that they're in that category where they can do that now. Some of you want to be in that class of trader real fast, faster than it's realistic. And you can't speed it up. I promise you, if there's a way that I could take all of you on a fast track, real quick, easy way to get you there so much faster, I wish there was a way to do that. There isn't. Time is the educator here. That experience factor cannot be emphasized enough, like in anything. But this is very difficult because you overcomplicate it and you think about fearful things, and greed comes into the equation. So I tell people that are brand new to me, don't trade on Mondays generally, but everyone knows on non-farm payroll trading weeks, my students know that we look for a trading setup on Monday, Tuesday, and has to be done. No new trade positions are entered after the morning session on Wednesday. I don't give a shit how much it moves on Thursday and Friday. If you're brand new, you just study that. And over time, you'll learn what those setups were doing. You'll have more experience behind you. You won't be led by your emotions and the psychological lull to get you in chasing something fast and furious. You don't want your early stages of trading being revolved around animation, excitement. You don't want that. You want it to be very, very mundane, boring, just like your fucking job that pays you every week. It's a steady Eddie approach to income. You want it to be just like that. And over time, you're going to get really good at this stuff. You're going to find your model. You're going to find your niche, your favorite setup, and you're going to know exactly what you're looking for. Whatever that is for that model, I have lots of them. You're going to gravitate to one of them. And when you're comfortable and you have the experience, you will go into FOMC days. You will go into non-farm payroll Fridays. You'll trade the Thursday in front of non-farm payroll Friday. You'll trade every Monday if you want to. And you'll slap the fucking shit out of price action, and you'll leave with more money than you came in with. That's what's going to happen. That will happen. But I can't promise that to a new student because you're going to fuck up. Everybody does when they're brand new. They rush into it. They try to trade with more money than they should, or with money before they should. And they don't know when to stop. They keep push. Oh man, I just blew my account. because you want to fix it. You don't want to go home with a losing trade. Why? If you have a losing trade and it's not that much damage, learn to accept that in the beginning. That's one of the most powerful lessons you can teach yourself. Next week, when you go out there and you wreck yourself, stop. Go home with that loss for the day. It's going to hurt. It's going to ache. It's going to be an embarrassment. You're never going to want to talk about it. You don't want anybody to know about it. You're thinking, shit, I should have never done that. But it's okay. Everybody takes losing trades. Every single person takes losing trades. You're going to. You're doing a lot of those executions in the beginning while you're trying to learn. And that's why you do them in a demo that doesn't sting. But some of you that have, well, here's a really good indication where you are mentally with this. If you're trading a demo account and you're trying to trade these taboo days, and you know you are, and you feel anxiety or a sense of fear of missing out, and you're in a fucking demo account, you're not ready. And I'm not trying to talk down or make fun of you, but that's the clearest indication that if you had the money to be in a live account, or if someone was to pay you with a free gifted funded account challenge, or I sat down and I passed the fucker for you and said, here you go, here's a funded account, you would shit your pants with it. You wouldn't make any money with it because you're not in control of yourself. You're playing around a demo and you're losing your mind over it. I made fun of that phenomenon in the early stages of my teachings on baby pips, because that's exactly what I was watching over there on that forum. A bunch of know-it-alls that knew nothing, and they're all excited, and they're always saying, what happened in the forex pair over here? What just happened over here? And the people that would be respected, they had the largest threads on it at the time, they'd come out and give you some bullshit excuse. What the hell are you supposed to do with that? Tell me what it's going to do beforehand. Tell me how to trade it right now. Nobody was doing that. Nobody was doing that. So I stepped out there and started giving rules. And those rules were to protect new students. Whenever I talk, whenever I'm promoting something that's new in my repertoire, there's a lot of excitement around it, and people start talking shit. Well, I know that's the case when you're brand new. And I know that you're watching videos where you see me executing on days that I say don't do it. And it sounds like I don't even follow, ICT doesn't even follow its own rules. No, I follow my fucking rules. I follow my rules. But I have experience. I can navigate. You can't. I can get into a trade, realize I'm wrong, and flip it and go the other direction. In the beginning, you don't have that skill set. It's unrealistic to expect that you would. But when you're brand new, you think you should know it because you watched the fucking video. So now you're and you're initiated now, right? The League of Shadows. You're nothing but a brand new student. That's all. You're a little worm. You haven't even gone through the transformation yet. You're looking around for the next leaf to chew on. You have not got your wings yet. So I protect you as much as I can. But even that doesn't prevent it, because you're going to do what you're going to do. And that's why I say your results are yours. If you make money, well done. Don't high-five me. You earned it. And when you wreck yourself, don't blame me or my concepts, because you fucked it up. You didn't listen. You did something you shouldn't have done. When I lose money, guess whose fault it is? It's fucking my fault. Mine. Nobody else made me lose money. I did. And when I make money, there ain't a motherfucker out there going to share the credit. No other mentor out there told me how I'm making money. So it's not arrogance. And it's not less than standard for you to have rules in the beginning and also grow out of those rules later on. It's like training wheels, okay? Just like I'm teaching you how to trade, read price action in a demo. I leave it up to you to have the maturity and the ability to observe that you are ready to take on real risk with money. But I don't ever tell any of my students to do that. You'll know. And you'll know because you're bored. Not because you're bored and you want to get out there and start making money. You're bored because you keep doing the same things all the time and you don't fear missing out. You don't feel like you have to have the win or the positive return at the end. You're just doing what it is that you know you should be doing. You do the same thing when you go to work. When you're driving to work every single day, you're going there, not thinking about, I'm going to go to work, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm really going to try to impress Carl, I'm going to try to get my promotion. You're not doing that. You know what the fuck you got to do. You got to get there, you got to do the same old bullshit, deal with the same old customers, same old expectations, same old quota. You're not in there trying to reinvent the wheel. You're just going there and doing business as normal. And when the clock says it's time to go home, you punch the fuck out and you go home. That's what trading needs to be like. It needs to be just like that. No Carls on social media, no influence from your family or spouse or buddies. You're focused, you're dialed in, you have rules. You absolutely have to have rules. And in the beginning, you have to have lots of rules. And over time, experience will dictate where you can peel certain rules back and say, okay, I can see that was a training wheel. I don't need that anymore. So now I can trade on Mondays. I understand what ICT meant when he said don't trade on Mondays. There's levels to the understanding that's required in this. I understand now the FOMC could have really harmed me because my natural tendency was to get in here and think I knew I was expecting this pattern to form, this doji, some kind of animal pattern was suggested it was going to go higher or lower. And none of that made any fucking sense. When the report came out, it just went ballistic. So now I can wait for that to occur and then get the lay of the land. Where's the liquidity? Where's the inefficiency? Who are they going to run on next? You'll understand it because you've been doing it enough. You can't just watch 1 month. You can't just watch one video series and hear me talk like this and say, oh, I got to figure it out now. You don't. It's experience led. You cannot condense this into a book. You can't condense it into a teaching series, a workshop, a mentorship. Mentorships ain't going to teach you this. This is you in the charts. This is you exercising control over yourself. That's the part that's expensive. It's not the time invested in learning and watching my videos or anybody else's shit. The expensive part is you going through that pain and that struggle of trying to adhere to rules that keep yourself disciplined and forge discipline and responsibility. And that's the separating factor in successful continuous profits. If you want to make money, you have to be disciplined. You have to have rules. And I'm giving you a scaling where you can go out of the initial rules. What's normal? Every fucking day I can trade. Every single day I can go out there and trade. Now, would I be a good mentor going out there and telling everybody, you need to get out there and trade every fucking day and expect to be profitable every day? That is some grade A bullshit. Human nature is what it is. It's easy to convince yourself that you're going to find something profitable. I know I went through that. I know I have students that have gone through that. I've watched other people who've taught and teach and shit, and they have students that can't figure this shit out either. It's because we, as the person, the human being, we're trying to bring something in that's the barrier. That's the big rock in the road. You're bringing it. I brought it to my own trading, and I held on to it thinking it was something I should have treasured. And it's bullshit. You got to clear the road of all rocks, every distraction, and you have to have boundaries. You can't go too far to the left. You can't go too far to the right. And you got to stay steady pace. Don't speed ahead. And don't worry about behind you in the rearview mirror, the windshield, what you're looking for. The biggest view is in front of you. And you have to take in all that new information. That's that right side of the chart. But if you're bitching about your performance or worrying about how you should have did this and did that, in your last trade, you're in the rearview mirror and you're missing all this other shit in front of you. I watch live streamers, okay? And it's unbelievably uncanny that they'll do something because they've invited other people to watch them and judge them live. And this is why I watch them. I'm not watching them to learn how to trade. I'm watching the human behavior aspect of it, how they manage themselves, how they manage their trades, if they're showing any. And if they do something, whether they made money or didn't make money, the reaction to whatever their chat window says to them says, why didn't you do this? Or you should have done that. Immediately go into some bullshit defending themselves. And right then and there, I'm fucking trading. I'm trading because they've lost the plot. Or if they go and say, no, it can't go lower here now. It's gonna go higher. It's gonna do this. As soon as they start being dogmatic about it, That's what I use these live streamers for, because it's absolutely flawless. It's fucking flawless. I know I'm at peak retail contrarian. And if my system, my method, my multiplier, my model is saying the opposite of what they're saying, or if they see nothing on the chart, I'm in there beating the shit out of it because they're looking at the rear view mirror. The only time you look at the rear view mirror is when you're journaling.